And I tell you how I know that is because we've been here for a few days and I've been driving around. And I remembered one evening, and it was the evening of the 26th of October in 2017. And I remember it for a number of reasons. One was I had pneumonia. I had no idea I had pneumonia, but I was coughing my lungs up and I didn't feel well. And I don't know what, yes, I do know why I'm telling you this, and I'll tell you in a minute why I'm telling you this. But also it was an evening when I did a solidarity meeting with the people of Palestine. It was in a church somewhere. And there were two lovely ladies moderating a Q&A with me, a talk and a Q&A. One of them, I don't remember either of their names, I'm afraid, ashamed to say. One was from Independent Jewish Voices, lovely Jewish lady, and the other was from some Muslim organisation, a lovely Muslim woman. And we had a bloody good chat, and there were a couple of thousand people there, and we communicated one with another, as you can imagine, and it was a really, really nice evening. And it reminded me of this, that this song that we're about to do now is a song I wrote during COVID, and it's called The Bar. And it's a very long song. It's about 15 minutes long. We're only going to, don't worry, we're only going to do a couple of verses at the moment. I'm not turning my back on, oh fuck. Sorry, I just stuck my piano. The bar, yeah, but the bar is something that developed in my mind. It's an imaginary place that I carry around with me, in my head and in my heart. And it's called the bar because it's somewhere where you can get a drink and unwind. It's somewhere where you can meet friends. It's also somewhere where you can meet strangers and where you can exchange ideas and opinions without fear or favour. It's a place of safety in my imagination, right? So, and the bit of the song we're going to do now is about that. But what it made me think of it was that church on 26th of October in Vancouver 5 years ago was like the bar. It was that kind of a place. I'm going to tell you one more little story about it before we sing the bar. At the end of this conversation, one of the women, I think it was the Jewish lady, said to me, what gives you hope? How do you keep hope in your heart? And that's kind of a question. I didn't think about the answer because somebody popped into my head. It's a friend of mine who was a Frenchman. He's dead now. He was Catalan. His father was Catalan, but he moved to France when he was a baby. His name was Etienne Rodegiel, and he was a writer, and he was a lovely, lovely man. He was also an alcoholic, and he smoked about 500 Benson & Hedges cigarettes every day. So he's dead now, as he would be. But before he died, quite close to the end, he and I were working on an opera about the French Revolution. And one morning we had to go to CBS Studios on the west side of New York City. So we walked the length of 54th Street, and there was a table in the sunshine on the sidewalk. And he said, où est le pire, non? Avec le petit déjeuner. So I said, yeah, okay, because I knew he needed a large whiskey. So we sat down at the table, I had an espresso, he had a large whiskey, and after about 3 Benson & Hedges, my friend was sitting there, and I said something to him, and I've no idea what I said, but it was some kind of a philosophical question, a bit like the Jewish lady just asked me. And this is what he said to me, and I wrote it down, and I carried it in my back pocket. I haven't got it with me, but I did. And this is what Etienne said to me, he said, like they do, you know, I don't know if you know any French people, but they're a bit like that. They like a chat, but they like it to be slow and deep, you know. So. And he did a lot of shrugging, because he was Catalan as well. Anyway, eventually he said, I was here. For those of you who don't speak Catalan, that's I was here. I was here. And then he said, I felt something, and perhaps I was not alone. Right. That's what gives me hope. Perhaps I am not alone. Perhaps we are not alone. All right. I know that was a long story, but it's not going to make the end of the show come any quicker because the show is what the show is. So, but as we're, oh, seriously. And if one of those ladies is here tonight, hey babe, I wish I could remember your name, but anyway, it was a great night. Okay, back to the bar. All right. So I hope you've gathered by now that this piano is the bar, but as far as this evening is concerned, it extends to the cheapest nosebleeds up there. We are all in the bar together tonight. We can exchange our love for one another. Right, this bit of the song has two ladies in it. Apart, and it's not these two ladies, it's two. One of them is a homeless black lady, an old lady. She has slid off this precarious moving platform that we call modern life, and she's living in the street with a cardboard box. She is not in great shape. The other woman is younger, and she is a Lakota Sioux, Native American woman from Standing Rock in North Dakota. And she finds the older black lady on the street, and she helps her, of course, because that is in her nature. And she brings her here to the bar. So that's the story. All right, I'll play now. Traded in the family farm for snake oil, bought into the carpetbagger's lies. Now we're hanging on this cross with these feelings of loss. Just watching the Liberty boats sail on by. Does everybody in the bar feel shame? Lord knows I do. I guess we all feel pretty much the same. Kinda wore out by this crazy fucking zoo. The smell of napalm with the cornflakes, the chafe of killing everything that breathes, imposing sanctions on the lady down the street. Till she takes the hint and packs her bags and leaves. Come on in here, sister, and set a spell. You are always welcome in the bar. We may seem few, but we are many, a message for the man. Would you kindly get the fuck off our back? Okay, we are going to make our way back through the mists of time.